My phone will probably die with me doing this, but I wanted to film this real quick because I got some people gave me some crap today, some family, and I was explaining to them about my homesteading journey, trying to explain it anyway. They didn't seem to get it. Told them the changes I was implementing in my life, like I've been planting lately and going planting like crazy, and to grow my own vegetables, and that I plan to told them about how I plan to can them safely, of course, uh, and different things I plan to do. Like I plan to, like, you can can meat, you can can pretty much anything. You just got to do things a little differently depending on what it is. And I plan to just eat fresh, of course, during the spring, summer, and fall because the things are growing, and use everything I can for my meals during the winter. Of course, minus, like beans and rice, which is dry stuff that I'll just have in bags stocked up. But, whether it be meat, vegetables, everything else, fruits, jellies, I plan to have canned, when I get my canner next month, and then be able to eat them, my meals throughout the winter that way until it's time to start growing them again. And I got so much shit, it's not even funny. I mean, it was ridiculous. They were like, a lot of them were completely 100% against it. They thought it was ridiculous, telling me I didn't need to live like that. I didn't need to put my kids through that. Um, that's holding my kids back, whatever that means. Um, let's see what else. They didn't like the canning idea, and among the saying it's wasting money having to buy all those jars all the time. And they didn't want to listen to me when I tried to explain to them that I would not have to buy the jars all the time once I get the amount of jars that I would need to last me and my kids throughout the winter. I'd need a certain number of jars, but once I get those jars, as long as I'm careful and do things correctly, those jars will literally last forever. I might occasionally have to rebuy the lids or something, but that's not a big expense. Especially if it's just like once a year or whatever, depending on if people reuse lids or whatever, just depending on how you do it. I didn't really plan to reuse lids. Um, Now the screw-on, rings, obviously reusable, but the lids, I've heard some people say they reuse them, some don't. I'm going to do more research on it before I give a definite answer on that specifically. Now, obviously I've made other changes in my life to try and get towards my homesteading goal and live it as much as I can while I'm here versus before I have my own property. But like I'm hand washing my clothes. I'm going to be canning my food. I am already planting to grow all my own food, to eat fresh, organic stuff. By the time I'm gonna have a lot of changes this year. This year is holding a lot of changes for me and my kids. By the time I get all the jars and the canning and the things that I need, um, you're gonna see this winter, which will be the end of this year and like the first part of next year, will be when I'm really eating the way I want to. That's gonna be everything that's canned. That's gonna be meat that comes out of being canned, fruits and vegetables, really. There's not gonna be. I mean, I'll have the dry beans and like rice or flour or whatever that's in bags or containers, like on top of my fridge or in cabinets. But other than that few things, everything else is going to be what I can. Meat, fruits, and veggies. And my family is pissed, like PISSED, all capital letters pissed. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure with the way a few of them are, I'm probably going to have some DFS on me this winter. It's not funny because it's ridiculous, but yeah, they're being ridiculous, so it's kind of funny in that way. Anyway, um, among that, there's also, they just don't think the way I want to live is, what's the word, sustainable. Like, they don't think I can keep it up. Like, they see me doing it for like a few months or something, and then I'm gonna like quit and, or whatever. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I've wanted to live this way for a long time. A very long time. Now, in the very beginning, I first started out making changes. Even though I've wanted to live like this, I first started out making these changes. What? Oh my god. Sorry, where was I? Yeah, when I first started the journey, I've always wanted to do this, but when I first started making the changes, it was solely for the fact, like income wise, I didn't have money. I needed to make changes to save money, and making those changes turned into a whole lifestyle change. So, yeah, that's just what's going on with me. I will get into that a little bit more later this evening, and I will post this now for you.